Sometimes I set very unrealistic expectations for myself with these sketchbook pages, but this one paid off. The vision was lots of purple and blues, dreamy and floaty, if that makes sense. I've been redesigning the magical transformation for my character Lance, and since he is also very purple, I figured he'd be the perfect centerpiece for this page. Interesting posing is always the bane of my existence with these, but I was quite happy with how the sketch turned out. I think it was a good art day. I used the Micron Manga inking pack for my line work. I started with the brush pen for that thick outline, and then used the smaller sizes for the details on the rest of the character. I do have alcohol markers, but still find myself reaching for these Crayola Super Tips all the time, especially for sketchier pieces like this. I'm kind of figuring out the color palette on the fly here, so there are obviously some adjustments I'll make in the future, but that's the beauty of it being a sketch. I cut that out and realized that it'll just barely fit into the sketchbook, so things could have been worse, but he'll be at a weird angle. This is where I start really leaning into that floaty feeling. I add the starry background of scrapbooking paper, and then layer these torn paper scraps to cover about half the page. Then I grab my watercolor paints and add a purple and blue wash to the white paper. The pink part didn't work out. This is not watercolor paper, and it's kind of protesting the paint, but trust the process, we're gonna make this work. I leave the ripped edge visible like foam at the end of a wave, and now we're gonna use some Posca pens to make this look like water. I make these bubble shapes, highlight with pink, and then come back on top with white gouache to do another layer of the pattern. This is my favorite way to create the look of water because it comes together pretty quickly. After that, I refine the foam with a bit more gouache. I make some quick gem doodles to fill space. These are with the Crayolas and a Posca pen, only took a few minutes and they look amazing. And then it's time to stick everything together. I grab that drawing of Lance, add my gems, and write "trust the process" because that's what my chat was saying for this page. I can't finish a page without stickers, so I add those and the date on some washi tape, which the recording didn't pick up, but I promise it's there. And that's the page!